And the next topic of this lecture is that for whom is fasting Ramadan compulsory? Does everyone have to fast Ramadan, or some people are not required to fast, or if they were to fast, their fast is not accepted? Okay, so there are 5 category of people. So these people, if they were to fast, their fasting is, they are obliged to fast. These people, they are obliged to fast. Firstly is Muslim. Okay, Muslim have to fast. Second, adult, or a person who have reached puberty. Okay. Third is a saint. Fourth, a person who is capable of fasting. And lastly, a person who is a resident or inhabitant. Okay, these 5 category, if a person satisfy these conditions, he have to fast. Okay, so other than that, he no need to fast. You don't need. Okay, so you know the opposite now. Okay, understood what's the opposite of Muslim? Opposite of adult is what? A child. Okay, opposite of saint is what? Insane. Opposite of capable of fasting? Not capable, meaning elderly or person who is sick, for example. Okay, and resident opposite is what? Traveler or musafir. Okay, so we will study each and category in detail. Who is obliged to fast Ramadan? Okay, so anyone satisfy this condition, he has to fast. Okay, if he's a Muslim, if it's an adult, a person who reached puberty, a saint, a person who is capable of fasting, and a resident have to fast. Okay, so let's take the ruling of the opposite sin. Why an insane no need to fast? Why does a child no need to fast? Okay, okay, so an insane person, or person who is not of his sound mind, it is not required to fast. As you know, the condition of accountability with regards to commands and prohibition is in al-awamir wa nawahi, is in commandments and prohibition of doing religious acts. One of the conditions are to be an adult and being of sound mind. Okay, the condition of accountability with regards to commands and prohibition are being an adult and being of sound mind. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a hadith, Rufi al-qalam ani thalath. Okay, the pens have been lifted from 3 type of people, 3 categories of people. That means they are not accountable. Pens have lifted means they are not accountable. Okay, they never get reward nor they never get sin. Okay, and the first people are from whom has lost his mind until he comes back to his senses. The person who is not of sound lose his mind until he come back to his sound senses or to his sound mind. He is not required to do any act of ibadah. Okay, or if you were to do any haram, he will never be punished. Okay, a second category from one who is sleeping until he wakes up. A person sleeping until he wake up, he's not accountable for what he did when he was sleeping. Okay, for example, a person, his norm, he wakes up for Fajr prayers. He sleeps early every day and wakes up for Fajr prayers. But that particular night, he slept but he did not wake up. Due to some reasons, maybe his child adjust the alarm clock, for example. Okay, adjust the alarm clock and did not wake up for Fajr. Will he get sin? No, because he was sleeping. He did not did this purposely. Okay, there was a scholar who is well known like Sheikh Sa'di. He's a person who always takes care of his prayers, and he narrated in history that never in his life he missed prayers. No prayer he missed in his life before, and he will pray all his prayers in the masjid. He never missed his prayer at all, except for one time. Except for what? One occasion he missed his prayers. What do you think the occasion is? What was the reason behind it? Huh? Tired, but he's everyday wake up. Huh? Not sick, even he's sick. No, what I told you earlier is that his grandson changed the alarm clock, so he did not wake up because of that. Okay, so a person who is sleeping is not accountable. Lastly, a child until he reach the age of adolescence. Okay, a child is not compulsory to pray 5 times a day, nor to fast Ramadan until he reach puberty, until he become adult. But if he were to fast, he gets reward. Okay, the next thing, child.
Does autism fall under the same, like someone who has autism?
Yes, yeah, he's not a sound mind.
So even
Yeah,
once you have autism,
yeah. Autism are people who they not sound mind. They can do something which are extraordinary, right? Extraordinary. These are autism. Yeah, it seems they are not people of sound mind. Yeah. So actually, I'm just teaching you some general things. Sometimes you need to go back to a lot of things which I'm teaching. You need to go back to people who are of knowledge, like doctors, okay, or psychologists. You have to ask them that are they people of sound mind or not. If they were to prescribe that this person not sound mind, it's not compulsory for him to fast. He's allowed to break his fast. Okay. Okay, and children are not obliged to fast. It's not compulsory for them to fast. But if they were to fast, they get the reward. Okay, because it's stated in the hadith that when the first starting of Islam, when Ashura was compulsory, okay, starting of that time, the women used to make their children fast, and they used to give toys to satisfy them so that they will never cry. Okay, this is the hadith which is in there. Since then, we used to fast on that day regularly, and also make our boys, meaning children, fast. We used to make toys of wool for the boys, and if any one of them cried for, he was given those toys till it was the time of the breaking of the fast. Okay, so children encouraged to fast, but it's not compulsory for them. Thirdly, person who's elderly or very old age, and a sick person who has no hope of recovery. Okay, concentrate here. A sick person who has no hope of recovery. Because next got second category, a sick person who has hope of recovery. As you know, sick people are categorized two category. Either you have hope of recovery or no hope of recovery. Example of no hope of recovery? Cancer. Cancer sama? Depends which type of cancer is. AIDS. Okay, AIDS. There's no hope of recovery. There's no cure found till now. So he's the category who has no hope of recovery. Okay. So these elderly people and people who are sick, a sick person who has no hope of recovery, they are not required to fast. Rather, they have to compensate with it with something else, which is a food. You have to feed a poor person. Allah said in the Quran, وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةٌ طَعَامُ مِسْكِينٍ. And as for those who can't fast with difficulty, okay, as for those who can fast with difficulty, example, old man or a sick person who has no hope of recovery, they have a choice either to fast or to feed a miskin or poor person for every day. Okay, and Ibn Abbas says this ayah is a concession given to people who are old men and women and people who have difficulty in fasting. And Imam Nawawi, which we have discussed earlier, is one of the scholars of Shafi'i. He says that an old man who is able to fast, but it is very difficult for him, and a sick person who has no hope of recovery, do not have to fast. And there is no difference of opinion among scholars here. I'm saying. Okay, so you have to feed a poor person. So how should be the way you need to feed? There are two ways. There are two ways to feed them. It's either you give them food every day. Every day of Ramadan, after the Ramadan finish, okay, the night of Ramadan, you feed a poor person every day. The first Ramadan you do that. Second Ramadan till the end of Ramadan. Okay? Or the second way is for you to, at the end of Ramadan, you invite all the poor people and you feed them. Okay, you invite 30 people and you give food to them. Okay? The next category, a traveler or a sick person who has a hope of recovery. What should he do? Okay, it is permissible for a fasting person to break his fast if he travels during the day, but he have to make up the day he have missed. And also same ruling for a person who is sick and is unable to fast but has hope of recovery. He can break his fast, but he has to make up that day he missed after Ramadan. Allah says in the Quran, وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَإِدَّةٌ مِّنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. Whoever is ill or on a journey, the same number of days which one did not observe fast must be made up from other days. Saying other than Ramadan, you need to make up. Allah intends for you ease, and He does not want to make things difficult for you. Okay, so a person who is a traveller or a sick person with hope of recovery, he have a choice either to fast or not to fast. So the question is, which is better? Is it better for him to fast or better for him to break his fast? Fast. Break the fast. Okay. So scholars differ actually. Some of them say better to fast. Okay, and some of them say it's better to break your fast because there's a hadith that Prophet ﷺ say that it is not among piety to fast when you are traveller. So the correct opinion is that if a person have difficulty in fasting, he has to break his fast. But if he does not face any difficulty fasting while he is a traveller, he is to continue his fast. Okay, this is the correct opinion. Why you have to fast with the people? Because it will be easier for you to fast with the people rather than after Ramadan. You're not doing with the crowd. It might be difficult for you. Okay, and at the same time, when a person has difficulty during his travel, when he is a traveller, it's a lot for him to break his fast. So long a person start fasting, he cannot break fast until the sun set. Let's say he go to that particular country, the sun haven't set yet, you have to continue fasting. Okay, so any questions? Yeah. That's why. The general ruling is that you have to fast when the sun rise, the white thread, until the black.
Any intention that you find you at that point that your intention is like what say like intended to break a fast to won't be ready to, and during the fasting there's the intention that you want to fast so it's not ready. Am I right?
I don't get you actually.
Suppose you are fasting.
Okay.
At some point that like you think that I shouldn't fast. At the point you think the fasting is
Okay, sometimes comes in your heart like should I fast or should not fast? Okay, no. When that comes to a person heart, whether I should fast or not fast, I'm a traveller, does not break a fast unless he unless he were to confirm, he were to make a firm intention that I will break fast, he will break fast. But just thought coming from him does not break his fast. Okay, does not break fast.
When it says about travel, right? Does it say about how near it is, or how far it is, or the travel?
Okay, travel. The scholars have opinion that travelling is about 81 kilometer and 300 meter, around that. Okay, around that thing is travelling, and others say that travel depend on culture. Okay. When a culture have the opinion, let's say the people living in a community, a person who to travel to take a journey to a particular place is considered as travelling. It is considered. Okay, and the correct opinion is based on culture. Okay, the people in Singapore, what do they consider as travelling? Understand? Do we consider going to a far place as travelling or not? Okay. Any more questions? It's alright. Okay. Now it concerns women more. breastfeeding mothers and pregnant women, they are not. They are categorized into two types. Okay, firstly, if they are not affected by fasting, as in fasting and not fasting is same for them. Okay, they are not affected by fasting, and fasting is not too difficult for them, and she does not fear for her child, then she is obliged to fast. It's compulsory for her to fast, and it's not allowed for her to break her fast. Okay, this is the first category. And this one go back to doctors and go back to the women itself, to the mothers itself. If they are afraid of their children, the more they are afraid, they can break the fast. But if they are not afraid and they fear no harm for them, they have to complete the fast. Okay, that's it. If the woman fears for herself or her child because of fasting, and fasting is difficult for her, then she is allowed not to fast, but she has to make up the days that she does not fast after Ramadan. Okay, and the same evidence we stated earlier, because breastfeeding women and pregnant women, they are considered under people who are sick, the same category. Okay, وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. Whoever is ill or on a journey, the same number of days which one did not observe fast must be made up from other days other than Ramadan. Allah intends for you ease, and He does not want to make things difficult for you. Next one, menstruating women and women who just given birth. After she give birth, okay, what's her ruling? Is it allowed for her to fast, or she has a choice? Okay, so her ruling is that it's haram for a woman having menstruation to fast, whether it is a sunnah fast or wajib fast. Okay, if a woman gets her menses when she's fasting, her fast becomes invalid, even if that happened just before Maghrib. Meaning, a woman used to fast from Fajr until Maghrib, and just 5 minutes left for Azan of Maghrib, she's fasting, and she experienced menstruation. She sees a blood. So at that point of time, she should break her fast, and she should repay the fast. Need to do qada of the fast. Okay, but she will get reward what she have fasted earlier. Okay, you know Allah is generous, Allah is kareem. Allah will give her reward, but she has to make up the fast. Because Aisha radiallahu anha, the wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may Allah be pleased with her, said that meaning that used to happen to us, meaning menses, and we were commanded to make up fast, but we were not commanded to make up prayers. Okay, so they have to make up fast and not make up prayer. So the moment women experience this, her fast, she need to break her fast.